Hey guys, we are here at Kyoto Gyoen, otherwise known as the Kyoto National Garden. I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what's in the garden to help you decide if you want to make a stop at this location on your next trip to Japan. We will also be riding the green car, or what's considered the business class bullet train, on our way to Hiroshima later in the video. Stay tuned for that. So the Kyoto National Garden is pretty big. You have to walk quite a bit to get from one place to the other, and there are a lot of things to see. We entered from the Ainomachi Guchi, and from there we went to the visitor center. You walk in through these big wooden gates. I've only ever seen anything like this in anime and Japanese dramas, so seeing it up close and personal was pretty amazing. As you walk in, you see the reception area, but there's actually nobody there. There's a little sign-in sheet where you register and then it instructs you to change into slippers. Unfortunately, I saw no camera sign there, so I wasn't able to record anything from the inside. Not too far from that location is the Munakata Shrine, and here it's a fairly small shrine, but it was very nice and quiet. Honestly, it felt weird taking pictures of the shrines. It felt like I was being disrespectful because it was so quiet, but that's just me. We ended up walking further north and spotted white and pink flowers. Of course, our initial thought was cherry blossoms, considering it's spring, but nope. We were there mid-April, so all the cherry blossoms have already wilted. These are actually plum blossoms. From afar, they look very similar. So don't mistake them for cherry blossoms. Plum blossoms are still very pretty though, and it's always a good opportunity to take pictures whenever you see them. Honestly, this is one of my favorite aspects of Japan. Being surrounded by so much nature is very relaxing. And here we're inside the Imperial Palace. They just do a bag check at the entrance and they hand you a visitor pass that you wear around your neck. Each building has a history, and it's really crazy how they're able to preserve everything here. And what's even more amazing is how they're able to build this palace many, many years ago. Honestly, seeing the Imperial Palace in a video definitely doesn't do it justice. You have to come here and actually see how open, how wide, how tall these buildings actually are. Then you'll really be amazed. If you're a big history fanatic, you'll definitely enjoy it here. But even if you're not too interested in the history, you'll definitely still enjoy it here. Just seeing these different structures up close and personal will definitely make you wow. I also heard that you can experience all 4 seasons of Japan here. But honestly, the best time to visit Japan in general is either spring or autumn. One of the biggest reasons is because it's not too hot or too cold. And in spring, of course, you can see the cherry blossoms, and it makes everywhere in Japan beautiful. As for autumn or fall, you'll be able to see what they call koyo, which is basically the autumn leaves. And in Japan, it's very pretty. You get the shades of red, orange, yellow, and green. It's really, really beautiful. So, what do you guys think? Would you guys stop by the Imperial Palace if you're ever in Kyoto? Let me know in the comment section below. Oh, and I almost forgot. They have a small cafe and restaurant at the Kyoto National Garden. Here I got cold udon noodles, where the noodles and the broth are separated, so you dip the noodles in the broth. It's very, very good. So we're back at Kyoto Station, and unfortunately, we didn't reserve our tickets for the Shinkansen beforehand. So we're reserving our tickets now for a same-day green car seat to Hiroshima. We luckily were able to find seats for a train leaving a few hours later. We just had to transfer at Shin Osaka Station. Definitely try to reserve your seats beforehand, especially if you have a JR pass for the green car. You can still ride the regular car that doesn't require a reservation, but it's kind of a gamble. If there are too many people waiting and you're late in line, you might not have a seat and you're going to be standing for 1 to several hours depending on where your destination is. So the most important thing to look for when you have reserved seats on the Shinkansen is the car number. Because specific train cars are for reserved seating and the other cars are for non-reserved seats. If you guys didn't know, the green car is considered the business class of the Shinkansen. Basically have more room, and the seats are 2 and 2 in each row. This time we had the front seats of the train car, which was nice because that's usually where the oversized luggage is stored, so there's a little bit more legroom. The train ride from Osaka Station to Hiroshima Station takes about an hour and a half. It was honestly a pretty relaxing ride. We bought snacks from the convenience store before we left, so we just ate those on the way there. After arriving, we were honestly starving, so we wanted to get a bite to eat before we headed to our hotel. Hiroshima Station was honestly really nice. It didn't feel as busy compared to Tokyo Station and Kyoto Station. One thing that I really love about Japanese train stations is there's usually a mall and a food court somewhere. If you're there waiting for a train, you can always go to the food court if you're hungry, or go shopping at the mall. It's very convenient. So this food court has a lot to choose from. And of course, since we were in Hiroshima, we wanted to try the local delicacies, but we got here around peak dinner time, so most of the restaurants had a wait list. By the way, restaurants in Japan, when they're full, they usually have a sign-in sheet for the wait list right outside, so you just have to write your name and they'll call you whenever they're ready for you. We ended up finding this restaurant that looked like they sold a lot of traditional food and local specialties, but we couldn't wait for the long line. And right next to it, there was a nice seafood sushi restaurant, so we ended up checking that one out. After waiting for about 10 to 15 minutes and we still haven't been called, we decided to just eat at this place. So when you go to a restaurant in Japan, they first ask you, "Nanmei-sama desu ka?" Basically means how many people are in your party. I find that the easiest way to answer this question is to just raise up your fingers for however many people are in your party. Honestly, I was a little worried because we had our luggages with us and I wasn't sure if it would fit or it would be in the way of the other people. We luckily had enough room. This was a fairly small restaurant, but we ended up fitting along with our luggages. Oh, and that sign that you see on the window? That says all you can drink for 730 yen. That includes alcohol, sodas, tea, you name it. It's usually for a set amount of time. I think it's like 2 hours in this case. And it's really cheap. So I ended up going for the kaisen don. It's basically just fish, raw fish on top of rice. And yes, of course it comes with miso soup. It's very good. And if you didn't know, Hiroshima is known for their oysters. So we got not just one or two, we got several actually. We couldn't wait, but it was really good. After eating more than what we should have, we ended up going to a taxi stop. Usually there's a line here on peak hours, and you kind of just stand there until it's your turn. But most stations have this, so if you need a taxi, just go here. We actually had to wait a little bit for our turn because it was just right after dinner time, so there were a lot of people going home, including businessmen. But overall, it didn't take too long. And you're probably wondering if the taxi drivers over here in Hiroshima speak English. But I told him our hotel name, but he didn't understand. Maybe I didn't say because I didn't say it in a Japanese accent. So the easiest way for sure is to just give him the address. And tonight we're staying here at Hotel Intergate. It honestly looks like a pretty small hotel from the outside, but as you walk in through these electronic doors, it starts to look pretty fancy. One weird thing was that the reception was at the 14th floor, so gotta take the elevators all the way up. And if you're wondering about the check-in procedures in Japan, it's pretty straightforward. Usually the hotel staff can speak good English, so you just have to fill out your name, address, information, and then they need a copy of your passport. So for this hotel, we haven't paid yet, so they directed us to this kiosk. Basically just pay the amount, and then it dispenses 2 key cards for your hotel room. So we are staying on the 11th floor, And hotel in Japan, usually you have to touch your card first on the reader before you can select your floor. And here we are at room 1108. Our hotel experience so far has been so-so because we've cheaped out on the hotels. Let's see how this one is. So in Japan, you gotta put your key card in at the slot close to the entrance, and that will power up everything in the room. So if you're staying somewhere cheap, let's say a normal business hotel, your room will definitely not be as spacious as this one. I think we paid a little bit over $200 per night at this hotel, but it was a really nice change because the previous hotels we've been at have been fairly small. You even have a very modern Japanese style bathroom here with the typical little small stool that you sit on and this little bucket. Would you call that a bucket? I'm not sure. Not the one where you put water in it and pour it over your head like you've seen in anime or Japanese dramas. If you guys didn't know, Japanese hotels have a pair of slippers for you to use right by the entrance. It's up to you if you want to use them. It's not like the hotel staff's gonna go up to your room and tell you to put them on. Or are they? Just kidding. If you want to be respectful, definitely leave your shoes by the door though. As for the nightlife in Hiroshima, it's about the same all the big cities of Japan. There's a lot of bars, hosts and hostess clubs if you're into that stuff. There are usually people on these small streets trying to get you into their clubs, but definitely be careful. I heard those can get really expensive, and some of them they might even try to scam you. I heard it's something that happens quite a bit in Tokyo, so just definitely be aware of that. And yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about the Kyoto National Garden and Hiroshima so far. The next video is going to be about our tour around Hiroshima. We're visiting all the popular spots around Hiroshima, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you like these type of videos, and let me know if you have any advice or tips to make these videos better. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.